Hey guys, and welcome back to another Monday project video. It's probably more like an update video. I did some work to the Murray off camera, just because I actually had some, well, I don't know. I just done it off camera just because of how I would have had to set the camera that y'all wouldn't be able to, how I got two hands and I can't, you know, in two places. So we're going to get you set up a little bit better before we talk about this. I did some weed whacking until my back just couldn't do anymore. I mean, it's not the greatest, but with me not having my magnetic case, this is actually kind of hard for me to set my phone up in places anymore. Be very careful here. I'm going to actually use a brick. I wonder if I put a brick like this, you can at least see what I'm doing here. We're going to be sweeping this. I didn't sweep it the last time that I did it. And every time I do, I'm like, oh, I should have weed whacked that better. And then, you know, around the crack. I put this sidewalk in probably 3 years ago. And then about 2 years ago, I dug it out and I put sand under it and with, you know, paper, or not paper, the barrier. Well, that worked for about a year. Then last year is the first year where it started, the grass started actually growing, so, and the weeds and stuff. Got the house to myself right now. Wish I had wish my battery blower was going, but unfortunately it's not. Her grandmother might show up. Yeah, see what I mean? Should weed right there. The downfall with weed whacking, I get grass all over my legs, and I can admit I got hairy legs, but all the grass gets caught up in there. So I already put the, it would have made sense to let the weed eater out, and I could have done better at this. That weed eater doesn't like to get, well, I have a hard time with it. It's kind of heavy after a while, and I mowed the grass at the shop yesterday. Friday I mowed the grass at the shop, and just that day's actually Saturday, so that's kind of why I didn't do a whole lot of weed whacking. Just because I weed whacked yesterday, there's no weed whack here. My back just couldn't do much more. And then bending over working on that, putting the tank back in. Which I will get as soon as I'm done here. I'll get to showing you why the tank came out. You might hear the girls in the background barking. They don't like being in the house by themselves when someone's outside and they can't be. I did make a homemade weed killer. Apparently it didn't work. Right here should be like a little bit better. Well, that came out pretty easy. down and take a look at this tractor here. Well, I guess it's true storytelling time. Tell you what happened. It's been what? It's actually Saturday. The last Thursday, not last Thursday, a week from Thursday. We'll move the block. And then we'll get to the reason why that looks like that in a minute. And one reason why that looks like that. Alright, well, last week from Thursday I mowed all this. This, over there, and it needs done again already. Well, this is where it gets tricky. I did not mow. I usually, what the hell is poking me? Probably grass. I usually run the tractor or mower around that. See how it's tall and where it's cut? See, it needs cut again. I only did it at the 1 notch. And I was making passes that way, turning around and coming up this way. Then as soon as when I was coming back, at about right up in here, she started surging. And when I got about here, it quit. Got it started back up. Okay, so let me see if I can get in its track. Got it running, quit here. Got it running. Alright, it's starting to surge again. Getting ready to quit. Going as fast as I can. It quit here. Got it started back up. Got it rolling. Going as fast as I can. I think I went this way, I think. The wife's already on the porch with her arms crossed. So I like looking up something's wrong. It quit again, got it started, quit, started, quit, got it started, got it going really fast this time, and then that's where it quit. The old fill filter was getting clogged. The wife had her arms crossed because the washer machine quit. Same time she quit. I mean, I was able to get it unclogged. I mean, it's clogged. It's hard to tell, but I think there's a screen in there. So, this is what happened was, which this had nothing to do with what I did. That down there is mixed gas. It's not oil. Well, yeah, it is oil, but mixed gas. I wanted to get that back finished. I was out of gas. So, is what happened was, I think the gas cap's in there. The old gas cap fell apart and got crud in the tank. And then it went into the filter. I mean, I knew there was crud in the tank. After I drained it, that's when I saw it. So, we pulled the tank off. Went and pulled the fuel line off. It was broaded, so we need a new fuel line. New fuel filter, which I like these better. There's the new gas cap. I mean, old gas cap could probably be reused. But see, this doesn't have that seal on it like that the old one did. The wife just said, well, why don't you just buy a gas cap? Oh, we did. Took the tank off. I cleaned it. And see, that screws on rear. That's really nice. We cleaned it, cleaned the inside. I scrubbed the outside, so that way I could be mowing, looking. Oh, I need gas. Then I can see that there's fuel in the fill filter. So I'm hoping that was the problem, because when I was blowing on the lines when it quit, I was blowing on, sucking and blowing into this line, and nothing was going in and out. Not air. I sucked on it, couldn't get fuel out of it. Then, I don't know. You know what, last weekend, I was messing with it one day, and then come out here and smelled gas. It was just, the gas started draining, so I hooked the line up and started right up. So I'm pretty positive that was it. So wonder if they're doing it on our street. But anywho, the reason why I didn't film it was because I didn't have a way of setting the camera up. Plus, I wanted to get it because, well, as you can see, I'm home by myself. I wasn't sure if I was able to go or not, which I decided I was, but then I decided not to go. That way I could get this done, that done. So I hurried up and put this together real quick. What's keeping me from getting it started now is that I'm not putting that in it, no. We gotta recycle. Was gonna burn it, but I want to go ahead and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. Recycle it, maybe, probably not. I want fresh gas in it, so that it has fresh gas in it. I'm hoping this is the cause of me doing this. I'm hoping the old filter's the cause of having to have that, like, well, that's pulled out, so it's not even, probably not even half choke. She likes to be about there to run right. But if you let it sit for more than a week, you have to have it like that for it to start. Now, if you let it sit a couple days, so it'll start right up like that. Then maybe after a couple seconds, then you have to hurry up and pull it out into its sweet spot. And so, but I know I'm going to have to choke it to start it because there ain't going to be no gas in there. There might be a chance where the tank might have to come back out because I may have to put one of these kind of clamps down at the bottom. Which, you know what I think I might do? I might go ahead and just take, if that is the case and it is leaking, I'm going to go ahead and take this off, that off. I want to just take this whole grill out. See if I could just reach my hand under there. I'll have to, of course, I'd have to drain the gas out, so, and see if I could do that. I even oiled I even greased the steering gear while that was out, so that I was able to get to it. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Because, you know, with the tank in there, kind of hard to get to unless you take this stuff out and get from there. Reason why this is out is because we're trying to find bushings, and I needed the old bushing, and it's actually in the house. I needed to measure it so that I can order this time the right kind, because ordered bushings for it and turned out to be wrong. This side, I'm only running on the rear bushing. Doesn't have a bushing in the front, but I have a bunch of washers in there, so that's been, I'm not sure, but I think that's been holding it. So that's the next thing on the list if I don't need a belt. That's a whole nother thing. Mowing this, the deck belt has slipped a good bit, and I forgot to mention when I was looking at it, there's part of the old belt. Pretty sure that's belt. I think it might actually need a belt instead of bushings. I'm gonna get my father-in-law to inspect the deck, and I want to get him to sharpen the blades on it. And well, if he says that it needs a belt, then I guess the money, if I can, I guess the money that was supposed to get bushings, I guess is going to have to go through, is going to have to get a deck belt, because the bushing, yeah, it would be nice to have new ones, but At the moment, I think I'm surviving on it. I mean, I got this thing pretty much dialed in. That's concerning too. I don't think it's rubbing. It don't look like it. It does. It has new rear tires. We got those done. So she might need a belt. If my father-in-law says it needs a belt, then I want to use that money that I was going to spend getting the tires, or I'm just going to get a belt for it. I mean, not using the money for the bushings. We'll get a belt instead. Unless I can get somebody else to give me the money for the belt, and then I'll just order the bushings and the belt, and then I can put the bushings on. But now my father-in-law would have to do the belt. Then after I get that dialed in, we need to get a new air filter, and I want to get a new carburetor, which I'm going to probably ask my dad for that probably for Christmas. Get that in. I found a carburetor online on Amazon that has the filter, the carburetor. There goes the scanner. Fill filter, which I don't need. We'll save that for some other project. Comes with brushes, cleaning brushes. Hopefully pop that on. That's if this doesn't fix the problem. If this fixes the, running it like this problem, then I'm just going to order the filter because it's actually cheaper. There may be some time through the winter I'll go ahead and maybe run the parts store and get a new set of plugs. Over the winter I'll do plugs because it doesn't really need it, but I want to put new plugs in it. Oil. It is using oil. So far I've had to put, I don't know, half a cup oil. It's not using much. Before winter, or by winter, I think it's on this side, I think. Well, I'm probably going to have to take at least this side off, because I'm going to have to, this time I'm going to get my father-in-law's rubber thingy-mabobber, because that's actually stuck on it. What we need to do is get the whole pipe out, which I should have had him do it when I had it out. That way I can just undo this instead of the whole pipe. Break that loose. Because then I'm going to change the oil in it before winter. We're going to put synthetic in it. Get all that old oil out. And after once we get that dialed in, because actually that's not going to cost any money, because I got the oil in the shed, which you can't see from here. Once we get that dialed in, that done, the oil is not going to really be a big deal. I could actually do that. I could actually do it now if I wanted to, but I want to run it a little longer with the oil that I put in it when I got it. And once we get the deck dialed in, I'm hoping that I don't have to mess with the carb. Then we get the air filter, new air filter. I want to get definitely that. It's we get that done. Maybe in simple, just pop the carburetor on. There's a gasket. The manifold gasket might even be bad. Don't look bad, but anyways, once I get it all dialed in, we get plugs. Actually, I might not even do that. Yeah, well, I guess so. When we get plugs, and it's running right, even if it's running right, as in we're not using that. I mean, it's mowing good. I'm not having no slippage. The belt's not slipping. We're gonna deal with these guys. The headlights. They suck. You just flat out suck. They work. Both work. They just flat out suck. I want to get those fixed. And we got neighbors there. I think there, then there, then there. But still, I want to be able to have light on a good set of light on it. That way, if we're doing something, I need to haul something or move something in the dark. And even in the wintertime, after 5 o'clock, it's dark. I can just throw the lights on. It's either that or put a light bar on it. Get 2 lights and mount them there. Comment down below what you think on that. Or we could just clean up. The other thoughts was to clean up the lens, which I don't know how they get that off. Let's see here. In the car, in the video. She's all down for a minute. I've never messed with these. It's been so long. I had spare sockets for this, or one very similar to this. Trying to see if I can pull the bulbs out. Well, yeah, when my buddy brought this thing over here, and as I asked him, I said, "Well, the lights work?" And he hit the switch. I'm like, gave him a thumbs up. And, well, there's one of the problems. That should help a lot. There's a lot of, and those were dusty. They're almost just as bright as. And watch, I'm not going to be able to get it back in right. I'm not going to mess with the other side. I guess I need to pull that out. I had years ago, I had a riding lawnmower with the same grill. I damaged the grill on it, and I ended up having to put whatever one I had, and this is what I had. And it had the same setup, but it was blue, not black. See, I'm not sure if I just, do I put it in and bend it? I've done this in a way where I can't see what I'm doing. This is all by feel here. Yeah, it's it. Well, no, it's still not in. Well, I guess it's good enough. Other thing I'd like to get is, which might not be until the fall, 2020 summer, maybe the end of summer of 2026, and then maybe get some new front shoes for it. New front shoes, well, tires, I mean. The bulb's not in there. It's actually perfect. Actually get these replaced. They're holding air, but they're not badly dry rotted. No, they're probably going to go bad over winter. I wouldn't be surprised if they go flat over winter. That reminds me. I'm thinking about it. I want to go steal some caps off the John Deere to put on those, since John Deere doesn't hold any air. Keep forgetting to get some from the shop, but I was in the process of trying to get this old gal to run last year. No tire cap there. No tire cap there. No tire cap there. You're flat. That one's holding air. Flat. And then flat. You only got one front tire that holds air. You only got one tire cap. I know where. I think the tire caps I wanted to save off was off the wheels on that. But unfortunately I took those to the shop and they were bad, so for now we'll just rob this. Might have one in the house in my air tool case. May have one in there for it. When we went to pick the Fusion up, I was checking the car out the day before we left, and I was like, oh, I need a tire cap, so I rang up Dad. Hi, Dad. And, well, he got us one. So that's it on this. The gas tank's reinstalled. I kind of wish I should have waited until later in the day to like now to do it. I could have set the camera up somewhere. The next video I'm gonna do on it will be on when I get the bushings. We're gonna actually do that on camera. I'm gonna actually film that. Now the deck, on the other hand, I'm not gonna film that. But once father-in-law gets it dialed in, and I know it's running it, and I know it's good, I'll do a video of it in action with it going. I don't think I had one. I think we did a video on it running. But yeah, after I get everything dialed in, as in, the deck's going, we got it, it's running. You got the air filter done. I mean, unless I can find LEDs that would look good. Shoot, I might even be able to get away. You know what? I might be able to get away with taking these buckets out. If these buckets come out, maybe we could just put get LEDs that are that size. They'd be actually rather kind of cool now. Retrofit, like, they have little light bars like that, but maybe retrofit those in, and then somehow maybe get this off without breaking it and clean it real well, because it's not foggy, it's just dirty. That'd be kind of sweet to retrofit. Yeah, that needs, I eventually want to get that replaced, but I think to do that, oh, the tank don't have to come out. I see how to get it. It's just right there. But anywho, I'd rather retrofit. That'd be kind of cool to take these buckets out and see how it just pops out there. Just retrofit some LEDs, find some actual LEDs housing this size. We would just have to, like, oh, I still didn't put that in right. We would have to, like, retrofit them on these wirings here It plugs down there. Well, I don't have to drill, I don't have to drill anything. I know eventually we're going to have to do something about down here. But yeah, that'd be actually pretty cool. What don't make sense is, remember when I showed you that mixed gas? I put that mixed gas in the green lawnmower and the green Craftsman, and it's got the red version of this. You didn't clog it. So that's why I'm saying the gas cap is what clogged it. Is I have that gas. I actually have some of that gas in my Murray. I think it's still in there. Maybe I didn't put none in the Murray. Maybe it was just a green lawnmower. Well, anyways, it didn't clog it, so that's why I vaguely to say that the gas cap has destroyed it, and it should run. Well, that's my plans for this thing. I got it for free, folks. Yeah, I know. I wasn't expecting it to be perfect, but I was expecting it to be better than it is. It sat 2 years before my buddy got it. Open the hood again. It had 2-year-old gas in it. She was running with it. The carburetor's been popped off twice to be clean, and it still don't run right. So that's going to include this week's project video. Stay tuned. There's more videos to come. Like I said, we're going to do bushing. We'll do a video. I'll actually do a video on that. Then we'll do a video on the deck. After I get, it mowing again, we'll do a video on that. Be a short video, but maybe we'll do a video on doing the air filter. Because, well, I'm holding off on the air filter till I know how good it's going to run. See, that's like loose, but that's tight. I want to make sure that this may even be the cause of why it didn't run right. Could have even be cause of the gas cap, sucking in air somewhere. So there's going to be at least a video on doing that. Then maybe a video of doing plugs. Probably not, because I'm just going to be lazy and just, take this off. And then there's one plug. I might not even do plugs right now. I may just get them and put them to the side. And, one day when I've got nothing to do, I do want to take these bolts and turn them around. I just kind of tossed them in. Here's one of them. I want to turn those around. I don't really do that now, actually. I'll have to go get some tools. So, well, that's going to include this week's project video. Stay tuned for next week. Every Monday, there's a new video. Yeah, they've been short, but we're almost 34 minutes into this. So, thank you for watching, and there'll be more on this mower. Thanks for watching. If you have a comment, please leave one. Thanks for watching.